Hi, everybody. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Teresa Perrin, and I want to discuss ticker ALZN with you today and why I'm investing in it and think it's worth taking a look at. Again, I'm not trying to solicit you to buy, hold, or sell this position. I'm trying to give you the basic DD and then for you to go off and do some of your own DD and make a decision. But guys, I'm trying to get this out before market open because there was significant news today, and I think that this catalyst could cause a potential move to the upside. But guys, this is not what I'm looking at as a day trade. I think that this company, if you're willing to, start building a position, if things go the right way and we get good news, that this could make us a lot of money in the future. Again, it's high risk, it's biotech, it's a startup. It's something you don't want to put too much of your portfolio in, but it's something that I have made a decision to start building a position in. And again, it's not going to be a large position, but it's one that I think could be very profitable, which is why I'm bringing it to your attention. Let's get started. All right, guys, a little bit about my background for those of you who are not familiar with me, but I'm a disabled nurse. I still hold my RN license, and pray to God someday there's a cure for my back that will allow me to go back to work, because I actually really loved my job and it destroyed me when I got injured. I have a failed back surgery and unfortunately still have lots of treatment for that, and live with chronic pain as a result. I'm supposed to have a second surgery, guys, but it got canceled the day before, and I took that as a sign, because if I ever knew how bad things would get after my first surgery, I thought I knew what pain was before, and I thought I couldn't stand it, but afterwards you have no idea what that did to my life. And I'm not here to whine. I'm here to tell you that I am a registered nurse, and my specialty was actually in geri med psych and then went to hospice. So that's where I spent, my career. And I do believe that there is a really, really huge need for Alzheimer's. Obviously, you can imagine working geri med psych. The majority of my patients had Alzheimer's and dementia. And even in hospice care, a lot of them did as well, guys. And this is an illness that not only affects the patient, but affects the entire family, and it's heartbreaking. Now, this ALZN came out with this press release today. It says, Cell Institute at the University of Miami for ALZN 002 phase, oh geez, the top of it got cut off, guys. My apologies, but basically what it is that, well, let me just read the article, then you can understand it. Top line data for phase 2A multiple ascending dose clinical trial for AL001 treatment of dementia related to Alzheimer's is expected in the second quarter of 2023. Now, ALZN, which is ALZN Neuro Inc., is an early clinical stage biopharmaceutical company that's focused on developing novel products for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Today, they announced it's partnering with the Miller School of Medicine Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute at the University of Miami for its phase 1/2A clinical trial of ALZN 002, a patented method using a mutant peptide sensitized cell as a cell-based therapeutic vaccine that seeks to restore the ability of a patient's immunological system to combat Alzheimer's. The CEO says, we strongly believe that the ALZN 002 patient-specific immunotherapeutic vaccine has the potential of fostering tolerance to treatment for safety purposes while stimulating the immune system to reduce the brain's beta amyloid protein burden, resulting in reduced Alzheimer's signs and symptoms. Guys, if they could pull this off, that would be huge. Like, you have no idea how huge that would really be. He says, we are advancing the process and expect to initiate this study in the first quarter of 2023. We look forward to reporting top-line data from the Phase 2A MAD study in the second quarter of 2023, said Mr. Jackman. We are one step closer to providing patients, caregivers, and clinicians with a major improvement over current lithium-based treatments that can help over 40 million Americans suffering from Alzheimer's, bipolar, MDD, and PTSD. We look forward to completing the Phase 2A MAD study and further advancing clinical development of this promising potential therapeutic. Guys, if they could come up with something that literally helped to restore patients' memory with Alzheimer's, that would be so beyond, amazing. It would just be huge. And you see where some of these other drug companies with Alzheimer's drugs trade at price-wise. Look at Sava, which is one of the lowest, PRTA, and then of course we have some of the bigger drug companies as well, but I don't think it's fair to really include them since their focus is multi-disease related and not just specific. Now, clearly, they don't just have, a treatment, a potential vaccination for Alzheimer's, but they also treat other major issues in this country, such as bipolar, depression, and PTSD. So I think that what we're seeing here is potentially the start of what could be huge for this company. And when you see the breakdown, you're going to see that I'm not the only one that sees this. So right now, currently it's pre-market and the average volume is 366.72 thousand and we're already at 82.62 thousand. The 52-week low is 58.29, which I think it hit yesterday, guys, and the 52-week high is $2.44. They have 56.75 million shares. Now, just to keep in mind, this is something that I am not looking at as a day trade, guys. I am looking at it as a potential swing to long-term hold, depending on what continues to happen with this company. And guys, the reason that I feel that that's important to tell you is because I would have to expect that they're going to need to raise funds, and I would have to expect that offerings are going to happen in this stock, okay? So that's something you need to be aware of. Now, ALZN is only ranked by one analyst, but look at the price target that this one analyst gives. They give it a buy with a $7 price target. Guys, even with the slight move up it's had in pre-market, that would be a 10x if we were able to get to $7. That would be huge, right? Now, currently the breakup, and this is what I mean by when I show you this, insiders own 47.33% of the stock, guys. That tells you that they believe in what they're doing because they're highly invested in it themselves. Institutions own 8.23%. Corporations own 11.56%. And others, meaning like you and I, retail investors, only own 32.88%, guys. So you can see here that a lot of people are betting that this company has something, okay? And I like to see that. Now, the current short interest is only showing, and remember, this is only as good as what's reported, so don't necessarily trust it, but it's a tool, at 2.51% with 2.66 days to cover. So it's very, very low, guys. And there's still 700,000 shares available to short, so whoever is shorting it could have a field day today if they choose to, or any time in the near future, right? And the cost to borrow is low, 6.65%. Now, the short volume ratio yesterday was only 16.77%, the lowest by far that it's been in the past 2 weeks. It's been as high as 68.66%. So something tells me that they're trying to keep this price down to build positions. But again, guys, that's purely speculation. And I'm not quite sure why, but if that's the case, then you better believe that when they have their positions built, or if they have their positions built, then this stock could take off. And right now, look at this. Just 2 weeks ago, the price was double where it's at right now. So this is pretty much the all-time low that it's gotten, guys. And I think that we're going to see movement today back over $1 based on the stock price. If you're watching this in pre-market, if not, and you're watching it after market close, then you'll see where it has gotten. Sometimes, guys, in drugs like this where you don't see that huge buy-in in pre-market, which I don't think we've had a really huge movement so far. Maybe while I'm recording it, something has changed, but sometimes you see it either take off sometime during the day as they're starting to acquire more, trying to build more of a position without moving the price, or guys, it waits a day or two and then all of a sudden it moves. But anyways, this should be definitely on your radar, whether it's something you want to consider, just trading, or whether it's something you want to consider holding. That's up to you. But I see a lot of potential in this company, and I had to bring it to you before market open so that hopefully it gives you some insight, and I suggest you do some DD and see what you think. Anyways,